Hey, Bill.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Bill, I absolutely love this house. The old brick Federal, they were really prevalent back in the late 1700s, early 1800s. You have all the components that we look for in a brick Federal. You get the red brick, you have the lime mortar, which lets all the materials move together.
We really love this house. Not only is it beautiful, but we know so much history from the local historical society.
Oh, great.
It was built in 1833 by Captain James Parker Jr. and a local builder named Wilder Dodge.
Well, nice, nice. So during my walk around, I saw a couple areas that might need some minor work, but you sent me an email about something specific.
Yeah, right around the corner over here, there's
Okay.
a lintel repair that's in need of some attention.
Oh boy, I can see it right off the bat. Look at that.
Sticks out like a sore thumb.
It sure does. You have a museum piece right here. This is a piece of art and should be repaired as such.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple things I noticed right away. You can see the thickness of those joints. The color of the mortar not really working for me. The sag. So we're going to employ some modern day masonry techniques, but of course we have to keep the character the same. That means we're going to have to not only match the color of that mortar, but we're going to have to tool it exactly the way the rest of the house is tooled. First thing we want to do is get rid of the shutters, set up some stage so we can get to the work and work like gentlemen. We're going to start from the top of the damage and work our way down. We're going to take this brick and we're going to clean it as much as we can because we're going to reuse it. Okay. So there's our second width of brick. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Inside, they use what we call seconds. If they get overcooked, that's where they put them. They don't throw them away because everything's money.
Yep. Makes sense.
But they'll use them where you can't see them. Okay. And there's your third width of brick right behind that. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right. So there's some water damage. So, Bill, we found a lot of positive things in here. Unfortunately, we did find this nailer completely rotted, so we do know we're getting water damage. But no worries, Bill. We pulled that guy out and go from there.
Great.
All right, Bill, the first thing we're gonna do is put this wood back. We're putting it back pressure treated. That way it won't rot out again. And I'm gonna drop this piece of flashing right over the window casing,
Okay.
and that'll protect it. So, blue side up. And by the way, Bill, once the heat hits this flashing, there's a chemical reaction that happens that'll fuse this back side of the flashing to the wood. And then we're gonna get our mortar, dip down. We're using a type N mortar mix to lay the inner width of brick. Now, Bill, just notice that I'm only doing the head joint.
Right.
I'm not going to do a bed joint on the wood nailer. Mm-hmm. The mortar would just crack up. And I just want to use a thinner margin trowel to get the mortar as deep as possible. So this is adding a little strength, Bill. Mm-hmm. Also adding a waterproofing aspect to those bricks.
Okay.
This little piece of flashing is going to get tucked into that groove. Once we tuck it in, I'm going to join it back up, make it solid. And then we're going to put in our angle iron. This will prevent sagging. We just got to get it under that flash. This steel angle iron is galvanized, but the unfortunate thing is none of the other windows have it. So we do have to conceal it. We're going to do that by using a brick, which we call a lip stretcher. Once we lay that in front like that, it's going to conceal this face lip right here. See how it dips down?
Yeah.
and you can't see it straight on. All right, so we're gonna add one more piece of flash. It's gonna go up and under this blue flash. This blue flash is gonna sit down. And then we're gonna mix the mortar to match the rest of the house. All right, Bill, this is what I call the fun part, mixing the mortar. Now, normally I would use a type N because that's most compatible with the brickwork, but because we're on a historic house and it's a historic mix, we're gonna use what I have right here is called restoration sand. If you wanna get your hand on it, you can see how fine that is.
Yeah.
It's a little bit finer than brick sand, but much finer than concrete sand, which is what we use from time to time. The second bucket has the lime. Again, that's what you mostly have here. These little cups, they have Portland cement. This is gonna help me give it a little bit of strength, but it's also gonna help me manipulate the color. So to start with, we're gonna use 2.5 gallons of sand. I'm gonna take half of what I have here for lime, and then slowly turn it. And Bill, if you could do me a big favor and just go under the stage and grab just a piece of the original mortar. All right, thanks, Bill. Okay, so right off the bat, you can see how white that is. Actually, if you look down to my bucket, doesn't it look similar already? So we might be pretty close. I might add a little bit of Portland. And then I'm gonna ask you to give me a little bit of water and maybe just a little splash to start with. Keep going. That's good right there. And again, all I'm gonna do is cut it in. All right, Bill, this looks like it's ready to go. Let's try it out.
Get up there.
You want to pass me a half? Bring this in over my line. Depending on the temperature, steel and masonry move differently. So putting a bed of mortar on steel will cause the masonry to crack. Keep coming, Bill. Thank you. As I say, mortar and steel, no deal. Go. There you go. Take your time, you maneuver well.
Wow, that looks really great.
All right, Bill, I'm glad you're happy. The only thing I'm worried about is that haze, but I know a good rain's gonna take care of that. So other than that, you're gonna be good to go.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mark.
You got it, Bill.
Take care.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you'd like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.